Hey, booze. Hey, welcome to or welcome back, y'all. Trigger, trigger warning. Trigger warning. Apparently, this woman was shot like 13 times, and her husband got unalived. And she about to tell her story. And as you can see, it's a long story. So get your snack, get what you need. Hell, do some dishes while you put it on TV. Do what you gotta do. Okay, do what you gotta do. But let's get into it.
This is part one of me getting shot 13 times and my husband unalived. Um, we were sitting on the porch as a normal day, and his father was his barber, so he was cutting his hair. I have four children. One of them is deceased, but we'll get to that story on the next story time. So I have three more girls left. They were 21, 22, and 23 at this time. And one of my daughters was arguing with my husband on the porch while he was getting his haircut. So my husband was arguing back. Of course, I didn't get in it because I felt like both of them was grown. And at the time, they did have a good friendship. So I knew that, it'll blow over. So I have a second daughter. She came outside. And when my other daughter came outside, she was meddling in the situation because, see, I think that they were really jealous of me because I had got married and I was happy. And mind you, I'm 44 and my husband, well, I was 41 at the time and my husband was 26. So a lot of people didn't approve of our relationship. But anyway, when he was getting his haircut, like I said, they were arguing, and it had stopped because I had put my daughter out and told her to leave and go somewhere else until things calmed down. So that's when my other daughter came outside, and she ended up getting into it. Okay, now here's a part of the story that y'all need to listen to. My husband's dad and my cousin share the same baby's mother. So when my husband was telling my daughters, like, I'm going to get my sisters, well, one of them wasn't nothing but 12. So I already knew that that wasn't going to go on. And they knew it too. And then the other sister that he has just so happened to be my cousin, because it's my cousin's daughter. So, and she was like 8 months pregnant. So I knew that wasn't going to happen either. He just said that just to, get them off of his back and stop arguing with them so they can leave him alone. Okay, so when my second daughter came down the steps, meddling into what was going on with her and her sister, she got to arguing with him, and he got to arguing back. So me, I locked my security door because I didn't want her or her sister to go back in my house because they was arguing with my husband. And I mean, at the time, my husband, he came first. He was my number one priority. So, shit. So then, like I said, my other daughter came out and started arguing with him, and they got to arguing. And here's where it come in at. She called her friend over there because she was like, oh, he said he was getting his sisters, and we got fight and this and that. So, I guess everybody wanted to click up, which wasn't even true. No one was fighting. He just said that.
Which he shouldn't have said. It's giving her husband can't do no wrong in her eyes. She should have stepped in and at least tried to bring some peace between the both of them. But like the mammy said, her husband came first.
So the friend pulls up, but she didn't pull up alone. She pulled up with her boyfriend. So me and my husband was sitting on the porch, And when the boyfriend got out of the car, he immediately came up to my husband. So, as a man, my husband's going to do what any other man does and protect himself. Mind y'all, I have fed this boy before. He hasn't been in my house like that, but he is kin to my children because my children got brothers and sisters on their dad's side. So he is kin to them. So he had knew my children, but I didn't know him like that, but I knew of him. So his girlfriend Mimi, uh she brought him over there, and like I said, he came up on our porch, and immediately they start fighting. Okay, my husband kicked his ass, but what happened as my husband was fighting him, his gun had fell out of his pocket, and he shot my husband in the leg. So I was asking my husband, well, look, I'm calling the police and, I'm going to tell them who did it and this and that. That time, my husband was like, no, we're not getting the police involved because he was one of those dudes that he was a little street YN. Even though, he was married to an older woman. He was still a little street YN, but he was really trying to change his ways to better himself for me. So that day he had shot him in the leg. And we took him to the hospital, and I think he tore his fibula or something like that. So he had to get rods in his legs. And it took him like about 3 months to heal. So he was doing all of that, and around the time that he was healing, the guy which shot us is Andre Griffin. That's his name. Uh, Andre kept inboxing my husband and want my husband to argue with him, but y'all know Sally. So he didn't know whether my husband was on a get back scheme or anything because my husband was not arguing with him. He left that alone. So he just kept harassing him and harassing him and harassing him. So eventually, after all of that went on, like I said, after my husband got shot in his leg and came from the hospital, I had put my kids out of my house because I feel like if they would have never picked up the phone, then my husband would have never got shot in his leg from the get-go because what we was going through at home, that should have stayed in the house. That shouldn't have had nothing to do with anything or anybody outside of our home. I have always taught my kids that. But for some reason, she called this girl, and her girl brought her boyfriend over there, and he got beat the brakes off of him, Andre Griffin. My husband beat the shit out of him, and he couldn't take that ass whooping, and he shot him in the leg that day. So, like I said, after all the messages and stuff, I'm telling my husband to ignore him or whatever. And my husband was like, okay, I'm going to just leave it alone. He's a bitch because he shot me in the leg and he went into hiding or whatever. And everything was cool. So I thought until, and mind y'all, we got married October the 9th. Me and my husband was married for 6 months before before I got shot 13 times and he got unalived. But I'm running out of time, so I have to tell y'all the next port in port 2. But yes, the first time, mind y'all, he shot my husband in the leg and my husband let it go. Port 2's coming. I had read a few comments, and first of all, my kids was not in their 20s when this happened, but they were 18, so I consider that grown. Second of all, yes, my husband was young, but he act way more mature than a lot of guys that I have met my age. So I don't know why everybody's panties is in a bunch about that. And A few things I seen where people were laughing, and I don't see anything funny because this is my life and I live with it every day. And they was like, "Oh well, I think it's a lie." It's not a lie. There go a bullet wound right there. Um, like I said, the article is on my page. It's just clips of it, but it's not the whole story. I'm trying to give y'all the whole story from what happened to the time he got shot the first time, where I ended off at after the guy came to our house and fought. Okay, second of all, let's clear this up. No one is family. I have children by a guy. Of course, that guy has other children. Of course, his other children has family. So, therefore, the guy that shot me and my husband, Rayshawn, they were, we were not family towards him. My children was through his dad's side, through their dad's side. That little boy had nothing to do with me. So, no, we're not family. Second, well, third, fourth, fifth of all, I don't even fucking know. Because it was so much negative comments, which I was expecting that, but I don't care because it's my story to tell and it's my life. Um, you all was saying that I put a guy before my children. No, I did not. My children, like I said, they were able, body, mind, and soul, to do what they wanted to do, to work. I have been a damn good mother. I do not have to explain that to anyone on here because not one of y'all has helped me raise my kids. So, as far as when I said my husband came first, exactly, he did come first. Was my kids jealous of me? I did not say that. Y'all took it wrong. I said I feel like my kids was jealous because I was happy.
Girl, bye. Get on with the darn story. We don't care about none of this. People gonna feel how they feel. We gonna think what we think. We don't care about none of that. Just carry on with your story.
They wanted me all to their self to be alone and miserable. So once I did find love and happiness, that's when the drama started. Yes, I did let my husband and my daughter argue. If it had got out of line, then that's when I would have stepped in.
Girl, shut the hell up. Because if you would have stepped in the moment they started arguing, you probably wouldn't have got shot 13 damn times.
So, I mean, when I post this second story time, I mean, won't y'all just listen? And that way y'all can get a better understanding because people was like, they were all over the place and I'm not understanding how when I'm just telling y'all a story. Yes, my kids was kin to the guy who shot us. Yes, my husband was young. And I wasn't committing no rape or anything like that.
Y'all can feel how y'all feel. But in my opinion, it's clear that this woman is a whole mammy out here in these streets. And everybody got their own different definition of what a mammy is. And I ain't even finna tell you what mine is. I said what the hell I said, and I stand by it. This girl a whole mammy out here dating young YNs that's almost putting her and himself in the grave. Well, he is in the grave. And by no means am I sitting up here taking the daughter's side, because I don't know who was wrong in the situation. Hell, they was all wrong in the situation if it led to 13 shots and somebody in their grave. I feel like if the mother would have stepped in, put her foot down, and let them both know that they had to stop this crap, I feel like this could have been prevented. I just do.
I mean, he was a grown ass man, just like I was. And like I said, he treated me way better than some guys that I have been with in my whole entire life. So age doesn't matter, especially if you're grown. It wasn't like I was dealing with a minor. So clock that. Let's get that together. And some people was like, well, if I was your kids, I would never talk to you. Well, once y'all finish listening to the story, it'll change your mind because a lot of people that I've seen on her are very young-minded, it seems like, and they laughing and they think shit's a joke, and it's not because it can happen to them, and then they're going to be somewhere looking silly, real silly. So, no, nothing's a joke. I just had to clear up some things. Um, okay, so as I left off, my daughter had called her friend, and the friend had bought her boyfriend, which I felt like that was wrong because whatever was going on in my house, it should have stayed in my house. So when the guy came up on my porch, him and my husband immediately started fighting. My husband kicked his ass. He got mad, and that day he shot my husband in the leg. No, my husband did not want me to tell the police or anything. My husband was not bothering him like I said. He was texting him and everything. And they always say, the quietest motherfuckers is the killers. But I think he was nervous because my husband wasn't arguing with him or anything. So, I think that scared him a little bit. So, okay. Time goes by. I had put my children out. Yes, I did. Put them out of my house. If anybody got anything to say, then y'all should have let them come and stay with y'all. But I feel like that they caused all of that. So I put them out of my house and let them go stay with the person who shot my husband in the leg the first time. It wasn't working. My husband was such a good person. He told me to let them come back and stay. I mean, he was so humble that the guy that had shot him in the leg, my husband wasn't worried about that because he was trying to recover as the guy was coming to pick them up from my house to go to work because they all rode to work together. Okay, so it wasn't really any beef. We thought everything was over with. Yes, the guy was harassing my husband, but everything was over with from what we gathered. So, 6 months later, I had left some sandals in my friend's car, and I was telling her to, you know, pull up and bring me my sandals. And then it was like 10 o'clock in the morning, and at the time I smoked cigarettes. So me and my husband, we would smoke cigarettes on the porch. So as we was waiting on the porch, it's like two houses, and you can come between the houses. It was a habit for me to look between those houses. Not that I was expecting anyone, it was just a habit. So when I looked between those two houses, that's when I seen Andre Griffin creeping up through the houses. Evidently, he had seen me and my husband on the porch, and he rode around the block. If anybody knows Louisville, Kentucky, I stayed like 7, 8 houses down from Club Cedar. So what he done was rode around the block from, what the motion said. He rode around the block, and he parked his car in the back of the alley. He snuck in between the house, and my husband was sitting on the ground on the porch, and I was sitting in a chair. But like I said, I had ended up getting up, standing up to see, look through the houses. When I seen it, I seen Dre peeping, and creeping. And he had on all black, and he was just creeping through the houses. So about time I tried to turn around and tell my cousins, shit. I tried to turn around and tell my husband to get up because, Dre was coming. Mind y'all, this was 6 months later after he shot him in the leg. He came back. So I told my husband, I was trying to tell him to get up because Dre was coming. But by the time I turned around, Dre was already shooting me. I was already being shot. So, with that being said, I fell in the door and I just kept hearing shots. So, fortunately, one of my kids was there to where they were able to call 911 for us.
Did I miss something? What was the reason that Dre came back? What did he come back for round two for? I mean, she didn't tell us nothing dramatic that happened since the first shooting, so make it make sense to me. Why did that man come back?
So we get to the hospital. I don't really know. I'm very vague on that part because it's like I just heard the ambulance say, "Oh, young lady, you have a lot of holes in you." And I mean, I woke up, then I didn't wake up till the next day because I had to have an intensive surgery. And my cousin is a nurse. She said she came in there to check on me, and my first thing that came out of my mouth was, "Where's Ray Shine?" I mean, that was my best friend. That was my husband. So everybody that's criticizing about the age and what I did for him and what he did for me, it does not matter because that was my best friend, and that's what best friends do. So I'm like, okay, my husband hasn't rolled in her to see how I was doing in a wheelchair or anything. No one told me anything. I was in the hospital for like 3, 4 days before they actually told me, hold on, I'm sorry. I was in the hospital for 3 or 4 days before they told me that my husband was deceased. So I didn't even have a clue. I thought that he was going to make it out. So, I mean, I don't understand when people be like, okay, you this, you that, because I had a lot of wrath going on with his family about I set him up. I got shot 13 times. He got shot 6. There's no way in this world that I would have set him up. I loved him so much. If onlybody only knew, if people only knew how much I loved him, if I could have shielded him over them bullets, I would have. I mean, I had not a clue. You know, like I said, I was already in the hospital, and then the guy, he had shot him. He only got shot 6 times and didn't make it because he shot him twice in his head and 4 in his stomach. But, I mean, people don't think that it hurts me that I got shot 13 times and my husband got shot 6 and he didn't make it and I did. I don't think that shit is fair. So for people to get on her and try to make those nasty comments and shit is real. This is my life. I'm lonely as fuck. I never think I will meet anybody again. I've never been loved like that boy loved me. So yes, I did marry him. You know? So, I mean, to wake up.
So her sound ended up going out, but we gonna keep carrying on.
I don't know why my sound keep going out. I guess because people keep trying to call me. But like I said, for people to actually think that I put a guy before my children, no, it wasn't like that. First of all, my children was mine, body, soul, able to work. So I was the type of mother, I made sure they worked. I didn't want none of their money. I didn't take none of their money for no bills or anything. I may have made them pay the Wi-Fi something to give them some responsibility, but they were able to do what they want to do. So all the comments about I put my husband first, well, in the Bible, you're supposed to put your husband first.
She's actually not wrong about that. But I'm still mad Joe Black ass didn't step in and at least try to stop this mess from happening. You just let your family go at it like wild dogs, and now your husband is gone.
I mean, we were yoked together. So, I mean, we was a team. He was me and I was him. So, that's where y'all need to learn y'all education at. But as far as, people talking about I'm a disgrace and I didn't love my kids, y'all don't know what the fuck went on. Y'all don't even know what really happened. Because honestly, if it wasn't for my kids, then I wouldn't be over here lonely and my husband wouldn't be deceased. And my husband's birthday is tomorrow. So do y'all think I give a fuck about y'all opinion? No, because this is my life. And I don't have to put up with no disrespectful ass child or children. I don't deserve that. I was a damn good mother, but I don't have to explain that to none of y'all because none of y'all are helping me with shit. I don't get on this app and ask nobody for nothing. I get on here and I be me and I be authentic. So, yes, I'm hurt. Yes, that's my story. Yes, I put my husband's feelings before my children. Yes, I think my children was jealous because someone finally really loved me. Yes, I feel like my children wanted me to be dogged. Just because you gave birth to a child don't mean that they gonna respect you. These kids in this generation, they don't give a fuck about you. I'm already hurt. Like I said, I lost my 16-year-old daughter 3 years prior to me being shot. And then on top of that, I lost my husband. And then a year after that, I lost my grandson. And then after that, I lost my favorite cousin. So whatever the fuck y'all opinion is about what type of mother I am, fuck y'all. Like seriously, fuck y'all. Y'all do not know me. For real. I done been through too much. I done got left handicapped and everything. I don't bother nobody. I got on here to tell my story. And everybody's entitled to their opinion. But at least have the right opinion. Because half of you dingbats don't even know what y'all talking about. All y'all worried about is me saying that I put my husband first. Y'all not even listening to the story. So, I mean, what's the use of watching it and y'all not even listening? Y'all not even watching the whole thing. Y'all going straight to the comments so y'all can see the negativity. But baby, that ain't doing nothing but making me strong. Cause trust me, yes, I'm still hurt. Yes, I do feel like I should have shielded my husband, but it was too late. I don't know what kind of gun that dude had. But he got us both at the same time. Like I said, he thought he was playing GTA. And yes, he is in penitentiary. And no, I didn't miss a court date. I am my husband's voice. And I will always be Rayshawn Gatewood's voice. And if you don't like it, you can kiss my ass. I don't care. Why? Other than that, everybody's like, oh, well, maybe you was the problem. How was I the problem? What makes y'all think that I was the problem? What, because I don't bite my tongue? No, I don't like to taste the blood. But me and my husband, we was best friends. So, I'm not the problem at all. It's these disrespectful ass kids today that think that somebody owed them something. No, I did my part. But again, I'm not going to sit up here on this app and explain nothing to y'all. Like I said, I did my story time. And I mean, yes, I'm not in the best of mood today. Yes, I've been crying. Yes, I will probably cry tomorrow. Because this man right here, he's gone. He's gone. He's never coming back. And I'm not there. I will be 45 in the 30th of May, but it's like, damn. I'm only 45 years old. I'm still young. And I won't even find love again. I mean, that don't feel good. But at the same time, I'm not in a rush. Because, see, I'm still healing. I'm still grieving. And some people can't respect that. Like I said, I wake up every day. I got to see these bullet wounds and all of that. I got to see my fucked up hand that don't bend and all of that. None of y'all do. None of y'all do. So y'all can keep y'all nasty opinions to yourself until y'all get hit with some bullets 13 times and don't find out your loved ones dead for days because they don't want you to give up and die. Then that's when y'all come to my page. But other than that, fuck all you motherfuckers that's judging and don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Seriously. And y'all can kiss my ass.
Now, why y'all done gone and made this woman this mad? She said y'all better stay about her comments with that bush.
Oh, okay. I put everybody in front of my kids. Allowing a man to threaten your child. He was sitting in the chair getting his hair cut. there was nothing he can do. He didn't threaten them. I mean, but after you poke a bear so much, I mean, it's so much that a person can take. I don't care if it was my husband, if it was whoever. He was also human. He wasn't just my husband. So, my mother always told me, you big enough to give a lick, you big enough to take one. Was he going to give them a lick? Hell no. Now, just because he said he was gonna call his sister or whatever over there to fight or whatever, that's not a threat to me either because, I mean, a motherfucker was threatening him. Y'all just know what I'm telling y'all. I'm not saying everything because, like I said, some of the stuff is a blur, but as I read y'all comments, they come back to me. And second of all, I was only with like 3 men in a relationship, like 3 men in my whole entire life when I had my children. So I'm not understanding. What do you think that I put all 3 of those men together? No. I mean, before my children, no. Are you saying that my children wasn't getting provided for because they got threatened by this one person? No. Girl, fuck you and your response for real, because you don't even know what the fuck you talking about. I ain't gonna keep being nice on this motherfucker to you bitches. You dingbat motherfuckers. I don't put my man before my motherfucking kids, and I don't care if I did by this day because them motherfuckers got me shot and got my husband killed. So fuck you. You can let them come over and you can see if you can do better with their grown asses and let them call you a bunch of bitches and whores and let them disrespect you and let them act like they won't fight you and have you locked up and all type of shit. So, yeah, you can have these motherfucking kids. I sure did when it came to the point after they got me shot and shit. Yeah, I felt some type of way. Yes, I feel some type of way about my kids. And I'm going to still feel some type of way. I don't care whether they my kids or not. I'm going to keep my peace and I'm going to continue heal. So, your comment, I don't give a fuck about. I don't even give a fuck about them kids. I'm team fuck them kids. Them motherfuckers almost got me. And I'm over here stupid, sitting lonely on my husband's birthday when we can be out balling because some kids want to bring the next motherfucker in a petty ass argument that don't have nothing to do with them. And they bought a motherfucker from outside into my home. So they violated. Whether y'all think whatever I'm saying is right is wrong, wrong is wrong. And them motherfuckers shouldn't have never called nobody to my house, especially to bring a gun. And then for a motherfucker to text somebody and tell them, I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't fuck with my mama or that nigga. So hell yeah, fuck you and your opinion. Get all your facts straight. Go look at the paper. Go read the article, bitch. Then come back to me. Then you talking about we always quoting the Bible. Baby, I know my God, and I promise you, if you don't put your husband first and obey your God, then that's on you. And then plus it says in the Bible, honor their mother, their father, and their days shall live longer. So when my kids got me shot and got my husband killed, that's on them. So yes, the Bible does say, him first, your husband, then the kids. I mean, damn. Don't y'all go to church? I'm not saying nothing about the Bible to benefit me or, to make it seem like I'm right, I'm wrong, or whatever. I'm doing what's going to make Shauna happy. I'm doing what's best for Shauna. I don't give a fuck about y'all opinions for real. I'm just keep entertaining y'all because y'all saying stupid shit. But yeah, I'ma always put God first because that's why I'm still here, baby. Have a good one.
Now, I done told y'all what I think here and there throughout the video, but I did want to show y'all her man. This is him, and this is their love story, y'all. This is more like a horror story, but this is them. And honestly, I just wish nothing but the best for this woman. She sounds like she's doing a lot better. She sounds like she's carrying on with her life pretty well. And that's all you can really want for a person after going through such tragic things. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemies. I think. No, for real, this is crazy. And I pray that she has therapy and continue to move forward with her life. More power to you, boo, because you're a strong woman. I don't know how your body survived all of that, but girl, that was nothing but God, if you ask me. Okay, God said it just wasn't your time. And that's what I got on it. If you like the video, please like the video, boo. If you don't, like the video, boo. Okay? Subscribe, and I hope to catch you in the next one.